Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a special guest with me here. You want to introduce yourself?
Of course. So my name is Gift and I'm her good friend and friend on sis. So I feel so privileged to be featured on her channel today. And okay, let's be guided. I was talking about something very interesting today. So I think it's about sex. Okay, so guys, let's be guided. We're not teaching you guys how to have sex or like different sex styles, obviously not. We're just gonna touch on why it's important to abstain from sex before marriage. Pretty much why you shouldn't have sex out of wedlock. So we have a couple of things to touch on, and trust me, it's gonna be as practical as possible. Like we're both Christians, and most of us watching this might be Christians as well. So aside the fact that we know, God condemns premarital sex and everything, we're gonna talk about like practical reasons that you can relate with us on why you should just wait. Right?
Yeah.
So number one, why it's important to wait is no comparison, basically. Like you don't have anyone to compare with, like no reference, right? It's just one person you've had it with, and you guys are able to like build each other and grow from there and just develop yourself sexually. It's just gonna be very beautiful. It's with just one person. If you have like multiple sex partners, you know, I feel like comparing people is just very inevitable. Like we just do it like unconsciously and all that. And so from the readings I've done prior to this meeting we're having right now, or shooting this video, I've read a lot of things about this, and I've seen that like people that have sex with like multiple partners, like there's actually like a high chance of divorce. And that makes a lot of sense to me, because if you have had sex with like multiple people prior to marriage and everything, you just tend to compare, right? And if your partner, that means like your spouse, when you get married, it's not like up to par and everything, it just gives like devil the room to bring different things into your head about like cheating or committing adultery, which obviously will lead to divorce. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah. And I think also it can bring some unnecessary pollution or like garbage into your marriage. Because if you had a bad experience with like your previous partner and then now you're with someone else, you might bring that emotional baggage into your marriage. And I think that can be very problematic.
That can put a strain on your marriage, actually.
Exactly, so I guess just putting those boundaries, it just encourages more peace in your marriage. You know, you're satisfied with your partner sexually because that is really the only person that you're having that experience with. Exactly. You're not bringing in any external influences like into your marriage. So yeah,
pretty much. And also, just to touch on that, this can be point two. You know, men and women just try to like recreate or impose different things that we've done with multiple partners into our marriage, rather than trying to explore with your partner and you guys trying to come to a common ground. Sometimes we just want to be very domineering and try to be like, you should do this because this is what I want. And sometimes it just puts a strain on the marriage, because like we're not being considerate and everything, and we have like expectations of how this is how sex is going to be because we already had it before with people and this is how it was. Meanwhile, it's always different with different people, right? So it can actually put a strain on a relationship as well. So why not just save yourself the peace and just wait? Point three, learn how to endure. So basically, waiting to have sex till marriage just helps you to like develop that skill called patience, right? Okay, I feel like for anything that we're trying to do to succeed, we need that skill, right? Which is very important. So I just feel like it's a very good opportunity for us to develop that skill and everything. And if we're able to like wait till marriage, then I just believe like there's really nothing that you can't do or you can't overcome, as long as you have that patience. I mean, if you're able to wait like till like years, let's say 10 years, 7 years, you can do everything, man. Like I feel like you can achieve anything. Trust me. Like I'm very serious. I'm just speaking like I'm being very practical as possible. I know there's some days when
it's hard.
I'm sure you understand what I mean. Some days when it's very hard.
And if you know, you know.
Yeah. So well, definitely we're gonna have a part 2 of this video, so we can able to tell you, give us like tips on how to overcome like that temptation when it comes, because it's not all about making a video and telling you why you shouldn't. So I'm gonna make a part 2 telling you how you can overcome that. So I'm trying to be as practical as possible. When you tell people don't do this, give them reasons why they shouldn't, right? Don't just tell them don't do it. So definitely we're gonna be helping you out with a part 2 video. So get hooked and watch out for part 2. So point 4. Wait, before we dive into point 4 though, I want to talk about some reasons why people think it's important to test run, like have sex before marriage. Like I want to just want to talk about like what we think about that and all of that. So one common reason people say is you have to test what you want to buy. Like, you should test what you want to buy before you buy it, so you can see if it's good. So if you don't like it, then you back out. I can want to understand the reason why they want to try and test. So in case maybe the partner is a 1 minute man or whatever, they will run away from it and all that. But at the same time, I personally do not believe in sexual compatibility, to be honest with you. I feel like if the person is what like I want and everything, I really love this person, and they are not good in a particular side, that should not be a reason why I should go out of the equation and say, okay, I'm not doing it again. I feel like we can always work things out no matter what. Like honestly, I feel like we can always work things out, because there's some scenarios of like some people that I've read and she has read or like watched, that they've had sex before marriage and all that, it was good, but like when they got married though, the sex was whack. What then? Do they divorce? You get what I mean?
Because that doesn't make any sense.
Exactly. So
I think like marriage can change the dynamics of sex. So if you are judging based on how it was before you got married, and then things like you said, things suddenly change after you got married, then are you going to divorce the person? Because you will definitely find a way to make it work.
Right?
So I guess in essence what we're saying is that whole idea of test running it just doesn't make sense, because if this is someone you love, this is someone you care about, that shouldn't be relevant, because as long as you both love each other, you care about each other, you find a way to make your sex life great.
Trust me.
So
just like saying like if your partner like has a flaw or like they're not good in one thing, because of that, like I understand like flaw has greed. Now we're not talking about something like let's say domestic violence or something that is a no. Like let's say like your partner is not able to let's say do some things, or like some chores or something, or like they're finding it difficult because of one reason or the other. Like you can't say because of that you're going to back out. You find a way on helping the partner, or or make it easier for them, that kind of thing. So it's just like that. I understand sex is very important, trust me, it's very important, but like I feel this generation we just dwell so much on sex and we remove other things from the equation. Sex is a very vital part of marriage, yes, but also like marriage is a partnership. Like you guys are working things out, is you guys are doing together. It's not just my own pleasure, right? So trying to like find a middle ground, because you people are like two different people coming together, so you're trying to find what works for you. And if the person is good in other aspects and then the sex is not good, like I'm like, it's not enough reason though to back out, in my own opinion. Like I said, like we're all different. So I'm just trying to bring in people's view on that, or trying to test run for that. I'm like, so what happens if surprisingly after marriage it's not what you expected? Maybe like a married person was like, wow, powerhouse, and then you get married and it's like 10 seconds, like what's going on? What then you back out? I don't think that's necessary. And
I feel like it's even something to look forward to when both partners haven't had sex, or when they're having sex with each other for the first time, because then you get to explore each other. Like it's just exciting. If you're more experienced, you can teach your partner new things, or your partner can teach you new things. You explore what you both like.
I have the fact that I like the fact that I'm looking forward to something.
I
think you know what I mean. Like okay, I've kept myself for this long, so night is the night. Like we will explore this part of marriage. We've done other things. We've loved each other before marriage, when we caught, when we dated, things. But I'm like, all the things I've been saying since over the years, it's time to show my skills, my inbuilt skills. So I'm like, why not just wait? No, like
I know. I feel like that's just it's part of the excitement.
6.5. So sex masks a lot of problems. I'll explain what I mean by that. So I feel like if you are having sex with your partner and all that, we just tend to like ignore some of their flaws because like you make up with sex, you tend to like ignore some of their flaws, and it just makes one stay in a bad relationship that they don't want to stay in. Right? You know, sex like bonds like a husband and a wife together. That's why it was created to bond, and then you just keep on bonding yourself to someone they're not supposed to be bonded with, and you guys are just wasting like your years as well. I see it as wasting, right? You're just staying with someone that you shouldn't have. So I watched like a video about someone on YouTube, and the guy was like, he was having sex before marriage with his girlfriend and everything, and he noticed that as soon as they stopped having sex, he saw a lot of problems that were in their relationship. He saw that she was everything that he didn't want at that point, but because they were having sex, the sex was like a cover up for those things. And as soon as they stopped having sex, they broke up. They're happily married now though, but he's just trying to say, because it's from him I got this point from, that having sex actually like masks a lot of problems. And sometimes you actually know that this guy has a problem, but because of how good the sex is, you just want to just stay and keep on, you know, like getting that, right? Meanwhile, you should have moved on and left since, and not waste like years with that person.
Yeah. Whereas when you're not having sex, like you have the time to really get to know that person.
Exactly.
You guys have the time to talk about, you know, important issues, learn about each other's values and everything. But yeah, when you're having sex, you will not see ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly. when you're so much in love with someone, it can be mumu for love. Say mumu for love. Like anything the person do, say go here, you go here. Like you're like a robot.
Yeah.
You know? Like you don't even can just like mask a lot of problems, to be honest. Like it's just very relatable. I just feel like it makes sense. Like it's very practical if you think about it.
Yeah.
It just makes sense.
Okay, so another point I have that actually, so when you were just talking about, you said something earlier about how, you know, sex joins two people together.
Yeah, makes them bond.
Yeah, exactly. So that just made me think of like soul ties. And when you really think about it, I can't remember what part of the Bible it was I was reading, but I was talking about how we are spirit beings. So our body is just a vessel. Like you don't have a spirit, you are a spirit, and your body is just a vessel. So when it comes to sex, like it's more than just unifying your bodies together. Like this thing is deep. It's really deep. Like haven't you seen people that have sex with someone and then all of a sudden they just have this very strong connection, this very strong bond to the person, that even no matter what the person does, it just can't seem to leave that person. Like that's a soul tie.
Yeah.
So why would you, like, I feel like sex is like the highest level of intimacy that you can share with anyone. So why not reserve that for somebody who has promised to commit to you for the rest of their lives? Why just give it to just anyone? That's like a very special gift that I think it makes sense for that to be reserved for marriage, because in marriage two people have promised to commit to each other, right? So yeah, if you're just having sex with anybody, then you're just giving like a part of yourself to different people. You don't know that person's history. You don't know if that person is a demon. Like this world is deep. Like you really don't know. You don't know. Like you have no idea. And then you're just, you know, giving your body, mixing fluids with I don't know. It's really
In addition to what she said, I just feel like, and when you're having sex with like multiple partners and the soul ties things, that is actually very real. I feel like that's very real. You like when you guys break up and all that, I feel like you invite like different spirits. In my own opinion, like spirit of depression. You notice that you're like very depressed, or like spirit of rejection. You know, this kind of stuff. Like it's just, you just feel so down and broken that, in my honest opinion, I feel like it wouldn't have been as bad if sex was not in the equation, right? Because sex is just very powerful, and I see it as just like taking like a duct tape and sticking to something and taking it out, sticking to another thing. Like eventually it sticks to nothing at the end of the day, right? So just like a shadow of yourself and all that kind of stuff. So at the end of the day, you just get very frustrated about everything. So
yeah, and I hear a lot of like, there's this term these days, and it's common with women, about like being sexually liberated. So like women that, you know, sleep around now term themselves as sexually liberated. Like in my opinion, you're actually in bondage, because yeah, like I'm sorry, but honestly that's just my opinion, because you're just giving into what your flesh wants. Like, if we're being factual, like when people, okay, I should say people in general now, like when you're sleeping around, you're just doing what your flesh wants. That's not liberation, that's bondage, because like you're subject to the desires of your flesh. So I don't agree with that term of being sexually liberated. Like, I think that's just an excuse to cover up the fact that people can't control themselves and they just want to have sex freely. That's just my opinion on that.
Yeah, I agree. And might be the last point that I have too that is very normal, common sense. We all know, like, value your health. Yes, STDs are real. I'm just saying. You know how when you want to get married and all that, like the normal procedure, you know, they go for like counseling, they go for like medical checkup and all that. Be real with yourself. When you're in a relationship, do you really take your boyfriend and be like, hey honey, let's go for medical checkup? And like, not really, like you don't really know like what's going on. You don't know like the baggage like they brought from their previous relationships, or if they're even sleeping around as well. Like you just don't know that kind of thing, and then you just bring that into your body. And
especially as a woman,
it's just very,
like we're the receivers, right?
Yeah, it's just weird. Like, I don't know, you can just save yourself all the stress of like treating different STDs or whatnot. Like, I don't know, I value my health so much, so I don't think I would want to put myself in that position, because I just like, and it's just very weird, like you just going with your boyfriend and going to like do the medical checkup before, like it does not come to your mind. Let me put it that way. Like, it does not come to anyone's mind. Let me say it's weird.
So
it does not come to your mind. But like, if it's married, you know that this is for like a long time, like lifetime kind of thing. You actually go with your partner and do all this kind of stuff. So it's a practical way. Like, just avoid STD. It's just as simple as ABC. Like, it's nothing. Oh, do not do this because Christ said you shouldn't do this. It's just practical reasons, right? Okay. I read a lot of things. I know a lot of people, both men and women, that are suffering from these things. Like, it's real, it's out there. Read things, people that shouldn't have died would have died because of these diseases, you know, just a lot of things. Some of them they will not even know. Sometimes it's very late, right? Some people don't actually find out till later, and it's just cause like more damage than it shouldn't have. So,
and I guess it's not like we're saying that, you know, abstaining from premarital sex is going to make your relationship perfect.
Exactly,
or
that's
like
not it.
But we're just saying that recognize the fact that sex is like, it's a gift, and it's very, very important, because I feel like in today's day and age, like sex has just been trivialized, and it's like, oh, it's no big deal. But it kind of is. Like, when you think of the repercussions, it's pretty important. So just be careful, be guided. Be guided. So that's the video for today. Please like, subscribe, share this video, and like she said, if you guys have any questions when it comes to sex, love, or relationships, all those juicy things, just put them down in the comment section below, and maybe in the next video we can answer questions if we get that as well. So take care, guys.